If knowing you are asexual makes somebody see you differently, then they don't deserve to be in your life. Hi everyone, welcome back. So as the title would have already suggested you people, that in today's video I'm gonna be recommending you guys top romance books to read. Yes, so please keep watching the video till the very end, and also if you happen to buy any of the books mentioned in this video, then please use the affiliate link mentioned in the description bar below. And yeah, with all being said, let's just get started. Alright, so my first recommendation would be No Brainer Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I mean, is a romance book recommendation video complete without the mention of this book? I mean, of course not. This is one of those hugely successful books ever written in the history of English literature. This is the book which is packed with wit, humor, romance, and whatnot. In this story, Pride is for Darcy and Prejudice is for Elizabeth, and how they overcome their prejudices against each other is worth reading, is worth your time. And yes, I really like this book. Language might seem a little challenging in the first go, but I'm sure you will end up liking this book. Okay, moving on. Next up in the list is that one book which actually got me into reading. Yes, if you ask that which was that one book which actually made you a reader, then I would probably say If I Stay by Gail Forman. Oh, that book is so close to my heart, guys, that I can read that book for 10,000 times and still not get bored of it. So, the book basically follows the story of a 17 or 18-year girl named Mia who is living the best life anybody could dream of until everything shatters in a fraction of seconds as she slips into coma post a terrible car accident. Yes, she loses all her family members in the accident. She loses a mother, brother, father, and she's the only surviving member of the family. And the way the relationship between Mia and her boyfriend unfolds in the book is really heartwarming. Is really beautiful. Um, I don't think you should be skipping reading this book. Totally a five-star read for me. Next up in the list is Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Yes, I had read this book long ago. I mean, I do not even remember. I had read that book in the PDF format. I do not own a physical copy of the book, but I would definitely want to have one because come on, who doesn't have a copy of Fault in Our Stars? But anyways, it is a story about a girl named Hazel and a boy named Augustus. Hazel is suffering from lung cancer, and Augustus is suffering from a sort of what do you say, bone disease, and which is why he has lost one of his legs. Now, both these people meet at a support group in a church. Now, that group is supposed to be a place where people meet, where they see each other's sufferings, where they get inspired and inspire others to live the life they have. This book, in true sense, captures the relationship between Hazel and Augustus. You know, this is one of those books which will make you cry, make you laugh, you know, get inspired, inspire. And yeah, this is a book with a whole lot of emotions, and if you're a beginner, then I think you should be giving this piece a read. It's a 4.5 star for me. Next up in the list is The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak. Okay, this is actually a very hyped book, and I enjoyed it a lot also. The book basically has two parallel stories, one in the contemporary world and the other in the 13th century. The contemporary time focuses on the story of a middle-aged woman named Ella, who lives with her infidel husband and three children. Now her life seems to be very perfect. She Yet she feels hollow from inside. You know, she feels as if something is missing from her life, and eventually she comes to the realization that love is missing from her life. And in order to overcome that emptiness, she decides to land herself a job, and she lands herself a job of a book reviewer. She happens to review book for a publishing house, and the first book which she receives as a part of a review process is Sweet Blasphemy, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, where we as readers discover the beautiful friendship between an Islamic scholar, Rumi, and a Sufi dervish, Shams of Tabriz. Between Rumi and Shams of Tabriz, many conversations, many talks take place which center around Sufism, wisdom, and many other things. Now, as she reads the book, her life turns upside down entirely. The conversations between them also reveal the 40 rules of love, which we as readers also get to know through the medium of this book. And the conversations between them turn the life of Ella upside down. She realizes what is missing from her life, and it leaves, basically the conversation leaves a very great impact on her life. She realizes, and then she tries to overcome that, but what she does to to fulfill the desire of love in her life should be remained concealed until you decide to pick this book in the first place. So please go and grab this book. So next up in the list is actually a trilogy, and that is 50 Shades Trilogy. Okay, before you get me wrong over here, hear me out. See, I totally buy the point that the content of this book is totally cliched. You cannot derive anything meaningful out of it. But on this point, I remember one of my friends telling me that it is good if we read something only for the sake of pleasure and not for the sake of deriving anything meaningful out of it. Because you know what, when we try to find meaning in every damn thing, then the fun will become gritty. And I kind of resonated with what she said. I liked what she said, and which is why I'm recommending this book, this trilogy, to you guys, because you cannot deny the fact that this definitely will excite you. This definitely is an interesting trilogy to go with, and yeah, please go and grab this for you. Next up in the list is What Do You See When You Look in the Mirror by Nikita Singh. It is a collection of 15 short stories which circulate around the main subject of confronting one's inner self and embracing it. Get to explore themes like love, loss, grief, mental health issues, and many such things. Stories are woven so beautifully, so fabulously that you would love them, you would enjoy reading them, and you would remember them for a very, very long time. So go for it. Now, how do you expect the absence of Nicholas Sparks' book from romance book recommendation video? I mean, this is not possible. The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks is a very engaging story of love. I mean, I wouldn't say it was something very extraordinary or to go wow about, but definitely this can be a one time read for sure. Eighth recommendation would be Let's Talk About Love by Claire Khan. Alright, I would read one of the very important quotes from this book, and you would straight away want to pick this book up and read. So the lines go like, if knowing you are asexual makes somebody see you differently, then they don't deserve to be in your life. When Alice's girlfriend learns that she's asexual, doesn't enjoy sex or any other physical intimacy for that matter, she breaks up with her. Then further readers get to see that how Alice explores her sexuality, how she takes baby steps, she doesn't jump to any relationship, and how she's very much comfortable in her own skin. And I think it's a very interesting read. You must give it a read, and it was 4.5 stars for me. Next up, I'm going to recommend a Hindi book, and this is going to be first time that I'm going to recommend a Hindi book to you guys on my channel. So it is Gunaho Ka Devta by Dharmveer Bharti. So I have not read this book. First of all, let me tell you that I have not read this book. But why am I recommending it to you? It is because this occupies very top position when it comes to reading romantic novels, and I have not heard any negative reviews of this book, which is why I thought of recommending it to you guys. I will be reading it very soon, though I have started reading it, but I'm like 15 or 17 pages in, not more than that. I would soon be reading it, finishing it, and then we'll be posting a fresh review of this book on my channel, so stay connected. The last recommendation would be a Japanese romance novel, and that is Strange Weather in Tokyo by Hiromi Kawakami. Alright, so this is a story about a woman who is in her 30s and a man in his 70s. They meet in a sort of meeting, and a beautiful bond blooms or develops between the two. The writing is quite fascinating. I think you must give it a read, you will enjoy it, and yeah, that's it guys. That's a wrap, guys. These were some of the romance books which I wanted to recommend to you guys. And yeah, if you happen to buy any of the books mentioned in today's video, then please use my affiliate link, which I'll provide in the description bar below. Also, if you like today's video, then please consider liking it, sharing, commenting down below, and subscribing to my channel. If you have any query or suggestion, you can also follow me on my Instagram. I'll provide the IG handle somewhere down here. And yeah, until then, be safe, do well, keep connected, and thank you.